Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let's start with the dua. As always, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Raditu billahi rabba wa bil islami dina wa bi Muhammadin nabiyya wa rasula. Rabbi zidni ilma warzuqni fahma waj'alni min ibadika salihin. So far we have discussed about two parts of Islam properties, the status and what did we talk yesterday? Number. Okay, and today we would like to talk the third, which is the gender. As a brief introduction, in English, always not always, it's usually always, whatever. So we address someone either as he or masculine, or she or feminine, or where's the other possibility? For let's say, how do we address pepper? As a pronoun, we will call it it, isn't it? In maybe just for your information, this in Chinese it's even more complicated. When we want to actually, it's gonna be pronounced the same when we do that in oral, I mean just in a spoken tradition, but when we write down the letters in Chinese, we even extremely distinguish the noun into several categories. Just for example, if we want to say he or she, or kind of, to address the third person, ta. If it is male, then we use this. If it's female, we need to change the left part to this. The same, ta. For thing, something that is no soul inside, or something that is abstract, we use this. Also ta. And then for animal, we use this. And for God, there's another thing. But all of them is ta. Okay, just intermezzo for you. However, in Arabic, there are only two kinds of gender. So when we find something that doesn't have any gender, just like it, and maybe like the words of Allah, Malaika, and some gender will be applied to it. So that's why maybe actually it's very easy to argue some people that insist to say that in Quran you used he for a word of Allah, so it means that Allah is masculine. No, it's just a matter of language. We addressing something which always have a gender. And if we're from Malaika is feminine because it has the top marbuta there, but it's actually just a matter of language. But in the real sense, it doesn't have any specific gender, whether it's female or male. Got it? Okay. So again, I would like to emphasize that everything in Arabic language always have a gender. So it's gonna be male or female. And the rule of thumbs for determining any word, especially in this case we talk about ism, we say that every ism basically masculine. Okay, that's the rule of thumbs. Basically masculine until we find some clue or some indication, some sign that indicates that word, that noun, that ism is feminine. Again, so basically all of the noun in Arabic are all nouns are masculine until we find some sign or clues that that word, that ism is feminine. Deal with that? Okay, great. So let's talk about the clues that we just speaking about it lately. There are three things that I would like to deliver, that I would like to discuss in here. The first thing that basically this word that I wrote down on the right corner, top right corner, is real feminine. Why did I say real feminine? Because it's simply female or feminine, even though if we talk about this in any other language, it's not only in Arabic but in any other language, the common sense of these words are feminine. For example, ummun. What is that? Mother. Imra'atun. Wife. Women. And then for another example, let's say ukhtun. Yes, sister. Okay. And then here I say Aisha. His name is a obvious female name. Huda. Okay. So all of these words are real feminine. Okay. And there are several words in Arabic that are fake feminine. And there are three things that I can say that is the rule, the clues to tell that some noun, some ism are fake feminine. The first clue: when we find some word or some noun that is ended with ta marbuta, too cute, right? Like Dumb Ways to Die. You know that person? Dumb Ways to Die. Okay, ta marbuta. And then this one is actually alif. Alif maksura. Okay. And this one, alif mamduda. Okay. when we find some words, those are ended with this one of these three ending letters, ta marbuta, alif mafthura, or alif mamduda, then that word is feminine. That word is feminine. And actually, in the real sense, that word is actually not feminine. For example, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. That the merciful in that, the root of that word, the mercy, is rahmah. Rahmatan lil alamin. The word rahmah is ended with ta marbuta. Okay? Since it is ended with ta marbuta, then it is feminine. Even though the rahmah itself doesn't have any genital, is male or female, but it's feminine. It's abstract word actually. Second one, for the second example, maghfirah. Fake feminine.
Fake or real? Fake maghfirah.
Fake feminine.
You are fake feminine.
Fake feminine, maghfirah. Another example, salat. Salatun, salatan, salatin. It depends on the status. Qiyamah. Resurrection. Yes, what else? And then Bushra. News. Kubra. Great. Bayda. White. White color, yes. Bayda. And this color, khadra, green. And etc. So you just need to make sure if the word is ended with between three of these three things, then it's fake feminine. Okay? That's the first rule. And then the second rule is, oh wait, before I jump into the second rule, I need to address this one. These words are actually ended with ta marbuta and alif mafthura, but because in the real sense it is a male name, then it's not feminine. It is not feminine. It is masculine. Musa, Ubaidah ibn Jarrah, and then Talha. Huda is girl. Yeah, Huda is girl.
In Middle East, Huda is common name for girl.
Yes, it's common name for a girl. And then Yahya. So this, if the word is an obvious male name, then it's masculine. It's not feminine.
So all of them is somebody's name, right?
Yeah. Okay. And then I would like to talk about the what else? sorry, I forget about things. Yeah, the second one is, maybe you still remember, yesterday I talked about the broken plurals. The broken plurals, there are two kinds of broken plurals. What is the first one? Human and non-human. For all non-human broken plurals, we will pretend, we will treat all of them as feminine, as female. Again, for all non-human broken plurals, we will treat them, all of them, as feminine. But for the people style or human broken plural, some of them we will treat or pretend them as a feminine, but some of them we will not. Okay? We will talk about that, more about that later, but for now we just skip it, and we will just going to focus on the third one. So this is the second one, the first one. The first one I told you about the words that is ended with this one of these three ending characters, and the second one is about the broken plurals, and the third one is something that we need to memorize. And in here, before we move to the handout, because we will need to memorize some story mentioned here. But before that, I would like to address this thing. As we talk about our body's part, some of them are pairs. Allah made them as pairs, and some of our body's parts are just single, just one. For example, Ainun is eyes. Allah made our eyes pairs, in pair. So we have two eyes. And everything that is created as pairs in our body, it is feminine. So the eyes, the ears, udhun. And then rijlun. Rijlun is foot. Yadun, hand, is are feminine. And if the body's part is just one, not pair, for example, our head, ra'sun, is the masculine. Our nose, and then shafa, our mouth, is masculine. Sorry, this shafa, because we have a, yes, two lips. This pair. This, all of this.
The nose have to hold.
Good question.
I think from I don't know.
The nose is one, but the holes are two.
So the whole is
Nice question. I haven't yet checked in the dictionary actually, but later you may check whether it's feminine or masculine. Good question. Okay, so we'll just leave this note, and now let's move to our handout.
Question, sir. What if the singular form of non-human broken rulers, the singular form of the ism of that one, is it still treated as feminine?
For singular, then you need to obey or check the first clue. If that singular form of noun contains ta marbuta or alif mafsura or alif mamduda in the end, then it is feminine. If not, then it's simply masculine. The second rule that I said lately is just for broken plurals, just for plurals.
So just for plural.
Yes, not for singular. And there is no broken singular.
So maybe in the singular it's masculine, but in the plural, because it's not human broken plurals, it becomes feminine. Is there any possibilities?
Yeah. And all of nouns, because nouns, all of things, because things are not human, when we have them a lot in a number, then in Arabic language, we treat or pretend them as a girl, as feminine. For example, book, kitabun. When it is just one, it is masculine. But when it becomes a lot, we have several books, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, then it becomes feminine. Okay?
Okay.
And I told you about the first rule and the second rule. This is the first rule for fake feminine, and then this is the the second rule is actually broken plurals, and this is one of the third rules. I may say the third rule basically is something that we need to memorize. This is the one of those things. Basically, if we take a look in our body's part, when we find that body's part are created in pair, then it is feminine. And the rest of them, if it is not in pair, it is just single, just one, and then it is masculine. And this is the last thing that we need to memorize. Please open your handout in page number, this is 11. Is it 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yes. Some words, some nouns are feminine because the Arabs said so. Okay, in here you may see that second word, najm. You can delete that. It's actually not feminine. So just forget about that. It's mistyped. Najm. Najm is star. Star. Okay, I will speak out for you the story. So during a harb mean war. During a harbun, a soldier was daydreaming, looking at star in the sama. What is sama? Sky. Langit. Until the shams came up. What is shams? Sun. When he snapped out of it, he realized that he is the only person left on the battlefield. surrounded by nar, fire. So he used a dalwun. Dalwun is bucket. Bucket, full of water to make a sabil, path, yes, all the way to sever ard. Ard is land. In the hard blowing wind. He was desperately looking for a bi'run. Bi'run is a well. The source of water. Well. Yeah, sumur. To draw water from. In his search, he finds an empty dar. House. Empty dar. Inside which he finds a ka'sun. Ka'sun is cup. Full of khamr, wine. He is tempted despite his fear of Jahannam, the hellfire, neraka, to take a sip, but words of his temptation and uses his asa. No, asa is kind of stick to strike the drink. Okay, so I'm not going to test you and ask you to recall all of this word. I'm not going to ask you to recall all of this. Just give you some exercise at your home to recall all this word. Okay, maybe we will repeat it just once before we end our session. So these are, I don't know how many of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 words. 15 specific words that Arabs said are feminine. Those are feminine. Okay. The first one is harb. Okay. Harb. What is harb? War. The second one is sama. What is sama? Sky. The third one is shams. What is shams? Sun. The fourth one, nafs. Person. How is about the fifth? The fifth is an-nar. Nar. Jahannam. Sixth, dalwun. Sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 is dalwun, mean bucket. Seventh, sabil, path. 8, ard, land. And then 9th, the 9th, rih, wind. And then bi'run, yes, well. And then dar, house. And then ka's, cup. And then khamr, wine. And then Jahannam, hellfire. And then next one is asa. Yes, asa. Asa means stick. Okay, so all of those words, all of those nouns are feminine because Arab said so. Okay, so we end our session up to here. Jazakumullah khairan katsir. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.